you passionate about? You see, every single one of us is passionate about something. Some may be all about their jobs. Some may be crazy about the world they live in. Some are crazy about the creatures in the world. And some are deeply in love with the arts. Arts. Everyone likes art, yet only a few people see the value in art. And to those of you who see the value in art, to those who enjoy the process of making a masterpiece, to those who sing their hearts out, to those who dance like there's nobody watching, to those who frustrate themselves trying to paint, who frustrate themselves trying to write, to those who film and photograph every single moment, to those who can create a vivid world with only their mind, this is for you. What is it about art that captivated us? Well, for me, I remember this one summer where my cousin would always invite all of us. And through this, I grew up with the habit of creating, trying to explore what I could create, what I could write, what I could draw, what I could paint, what I could take pictures of. And I'm entirely grateful for that. I was intoxicated with how easy it is to create something so vivid and amazing with just a brush, a color, and an imagination. And that blew me away. That is how I knew painting. I was excited every time a teacher would tell us to write something down, to create a poem, to write a story, and do all kinds of things. I could create something. I could create a world with just a pen and a paper. And that is how I knew literature. In high school, we learned all about the arts, the form of art, the elements of art, the types of art. I was entirely grateful for the visual graphics subject that I had. And it was through high school that I learned how to use Photoshop and Illustrator. And it amazed me how I can create something that I originally did on paper and make them on a machine, on a computer. And that is how I knew digital arts. In college, we were tasked to do this documentary. And it was the first time I held a DSLR camera. And that's how it began. That's how I fell in love with what I do now. You see, I realized that I can make people feel what I feel. I can make people see what I see with the use of a camera. And that is how I came to know photography and filmmaking. I was captivated with the arts because of how free it is. You don't need to follow rules. Your art follows your own rules, and that's what I love about it. It's dependent on you yourself and not on other people. That is how and that is why I fell in love with the arts. But like with any other stories about love, there will always be struggles. And as a creative mind, it's hard to fuel your passion when there are people who give out disruptive words that can totally break your creative flow. For example, hey dude, like I made this art, can you give me some advice? Bro, I understand that it's your passion to do this, but I gotta tell it to you, that's not really good. It's ugly, bro. Hey bro, I took a picture of a cloud. Do you want to see it? Come on man, that's the same thing over and over again. You take pictures of clouds every single day and post them on Instagram. Come on. Don't you do anything else? That's not art at all. And many more comments that seem to be so harmless, but can be downright fatal to any young creatives out there. It's hard to live a creative life when people around you want to see the masterpiece and not the works in progress. Hearing the words of people, especially the people closest to you, disliking your work can be downright excruciatingly painful, that it can make you want to quit sometimes. But like any budding flower, you need the appropriate conditions for you to grow, for you to bloom, for you to blossom. In my experience trying to create art, I've learned some tips that would make your creative adventure a little bit better. Number 1. Surround yourself with creative people. It's hard to be a creative person in a sea of spectators. Always surround yourself with creative people, especially the same field as you, so that you can learn some tips, give some advice, grow more, and together with your creative friends, you can grow, you can build a community, and you can make it with your creative adventure. Number 2, learn how to take criticisms. Criticisms are okay. It's good actually to have criticisms, but only if they are meant to help you grow. Be mindful of criticisms that are only destructive because they do nothing but bring you down. So avoid negative criticisms and just accept the criticisms that are given to you so that you can grow, so that you can find out what's wrong with your work and you can improve on it. Number 3, explore your passion. Find your style. We all have styles of our own, and don't be like other people who just follow the waves, who just ride the waves. Strive to find your voice in this field. To have a style means to be distinct. To have a style means that you have a vision. To have a style means that you're not following the waves. You're being distinct. You're being unique. You're being you. In photography, this can be best seen in a New York-based photographer known as Mr. Brandon Wolfell, whom I know you can see his artworks. You know his artworks, like this one, the samples I'm about to give you. He has this like Tumblr-esque pictures, and I think it's pretty amazing that he came up with those styles, those vintage violet, blue, pink photos, and it's amazing. And I strive every day to find a style of my own that when people see it, like, they're gonna say, that's his job. That's his work right there. Number 4, evolve. Your work doesn't stop here. It doesn't end here. Try to reinvent yourself every single time. Try to find another voice. Try to find another style. Avoid the creative rut by challenging yourself, by keeping yourself interested with the work you do. In that way, you can always evolve. You can always rise up to who you were before. Never cease to create art. Society is too black and white, so let's put some colors in it. Don't let the world be governed by logic, no. Feed people's eyes and let them experience what you alone did. Let them see what you see in the strangest places. Don't let Earth be artless. So, what are you passionate about? What are you going to do about it?